back to the basics. Let's get into it. What's going on, guys? Noah here from Driveway Hooper Reviews, and today we've got another indoor review on the Nike Book 1. Really quick before we get started, I just want to mention we do have timestamps at the bottom of the video, so if you are looking for anything in particular about the Nike Book 1, you can go ahead and use those timestamps to find exactly what you're looking for. The Nike Book 1 released in, I believe, late 2023 to early 2024, and it retails for $140 US. But starting off with the materials slash the uppers, which might be the best part of the shoe, we have full suede and really nice chunky textile on the shoe. The whole toe area is going to be this really nice suede. Or you'll get nubuck or even leather sometimes, but it will always be like a nicer, more retro material for a basketball shoe. For this colorway, this purple colorway, it is just like a rougher suede, and it does go onto the eyelets as well, and a little bit on the back panels of the shoe. The midfoot area where this purple swoosh is going to be this like chunky textile weave, which is also pretty comfortable. And then where you see the deeper purple that is more shiny, I guess, that is just like a plasticky overlay on the leather. The tongue for this colorway is going to be also full-length suede, and it is very significantly padded, and it is not gusseted, by the way, more like a retro shoe would be. I know other colorways of the Book 1 have that thick textile for most of the tongue, like the Haven colorway, or I believe those two gray colorways that released first to the public. And then you do have just a microfiber lining in the heel, and it is very significantly padded, almost like a skate shoe. The insole is nothing special, it's just a basic Nike insole, but I think it's pretty decent, so I don't think you have to necessarily replace it. And there is a pull tab in the back, so that will help get your foot into the shoe, and it is done up in this purple color with this fake leather. But how do the upper materials feel in the Nike Book 1? This is definitely my favorite in a basketball shoe, probably this year. I really like leathers and like more natural materials on my shoes, so it was very nice, and I really like the look of it too. I like the whole retro vibe. It does take a while to break in since it is all the leathers and stuff. You can see my pair is very well broken in, and your toe part will look pretty gnarly after a while, but they feel really good. And this is probably one of my favorite upper setups that I've tried so far. The lockdown on the Nike Book 1 is very good. Actually, you can crank your laces quite a bit, despite the tongue being very padded. And then heel slippage is pretty much none at all because it's such a thick liner or thick padding in there. Your heel does not move around almost at all. Moving on to the midsole of the Nike Book 1, we have, I believe, Cushlon 2.0 in this version. And it is caged partially on the lateral side. It's a plastic cage, and then the medial side it is fully exposed. So this does run full length Cushlon, and then there is a large volume, I believe, top loaded zoom unit in the heel. But what is my take on how the cushion is set up in the Nike Book 1? I think it's set up super well. The zoom unit in the heel feels super good. You get a lot of bounce in it. You do have a midfoot shank plate too. It is a plastic one, and it doesn't run very long, but you get a little bit of pop from that. The forefoot cushion is a little bit dead, I'm not gonna lie. That was the only thing I really did not like, was when you're coming down on landings and stuff, sometimes you can kind of feel it, and it does hurt a little bit. The court feel on the shoe is pretty dang good. You are very low to the ground. It's not a super high setup, so I think the court feels really nice. And then also there is a little bit of an outrigger on this shoe. It does protrude out just a little bit, which is nice, just protecting your foot from any unnecessary rollovers and such. But heading on down to the traction of the Nike Book 1, we have full length herringbone with a couple of deep flex grooves in there. The traction on this sticks pretty dang well. I do have the Haven colorway as well, which is translucent, and I think that one might stick just a little bit better. It does pick up a little bit of dust, so you do have to wipe just a little bit sometimes. But you do come to a pretty good stop. There's a lot of squeak, and these flex zones are actually really nice. So it's not like a brick, not super stiff when you're running and stuff. So I actually did like that they paid attention to that. So traction all in all is pretty great. I think if you're looking for something that will get to a hard stop every time, it's pretty much going to be there. There is sometimes You do have to wipe and everything, but you know, every shoe you do have to wipe. And I think you'll be pretty satisfied with the traction. Overall durability of the Nike Book 1 is going to be pretty good. You do have a lot of natural materials, and they're fairly thick cuts of suede for this pair, and then you have that durable like ripstop textile in the midfoot. Nothing I would really think would wear down too much over time. Even the outsole is super hard, so you can't move it around too much. And it is full length, so you don't have any zones that are like getting more attention really than the other. And I know this shoe was marketed as like, you know, a lifestyle shoe, and you can wear on the court, off the court, wherever. And I think that's mostly true. I think it does a good job of that. And you can definitely, you know, play it on court, play it off court, get it dirty and stuff, and it'll stand the test of time. I think the cushion shouldn't bottom out too much on this. You do have a zoom unit in there and the shank plate that'll carry some of that load. So I think overall the durability is going to be great. But my biggest takeaways for the Nike Book 1 is got to be the uppers. Uppers are super nice, super comfortable once you break them in. This is one of my favorite shoes to play in right now, just purely because of that. There's not like a ton of, I guess, support necessarily from the uppers, but I think because they're super comfortable and substantial, that you will learn to like them. Another big takeaway for me was the forefoot cushion. It was just a little dead. It hurts sometimes. So that was definitely the biggest downside of this shoe, was just there's no zoom unit in there. It's just straight Cushlon, and it's fairly thin too. So you do get nice court feel, but you are sacrificing that impact protection. But what do you guys think about the Nike Book 1? I think it's a fantastic shoe to play in. This is definitely, I do recommend, especially if they go on sale too. I know resale prices are not too much for them. Right now, I think when this purple pair dropped, they were reselling for like $100 total, which is like as much as an Air Force, and this is pretty much Air Forces on steroids. Thank you guys for watching this video today. I do appreciate it. Make sure to like or dislike, or just let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm completely open to suggestions. Make sure to subscribe. We are trying to hit to 1,000 subscribers. So if you could get me there, that'd be much appreciated. And I will see you guys in the next one.